In January 1943, Adolf Hitler makes an unusually early commitment to the Me-262 jet interceptor, triggering a chain of consequences. Unlike the real historical sequence, where red tape, hesitant production schedules, and competing military priorities slowed the jet's debut, this alternate reality sees the Reich elevate the Me-262 months earlier. The Ministry of Armaments is ordered to immediately redirect manpower, raw materials, and manufacturing tools to the jet program. The Jumo 004 turbojet, still hampered by mechanical flaws and short operational life, is upgraded to top-tier strategic priority. Messerschmitt reorganizes existing factories for jet airframe assembly. Initial projections suggest only 5 to 10 aircraft per month by mid-1943, with production possibly reaching 30 monthly by year's end. Aluminum alloys, high-temperature steels, and tungsten are diverted from tank divisions and naval shipyards. Access to these production sites is restricted, and even many Luftwaffe units remain unaware of the jet's sudden priority status. By July 1943, the first fully operational Me-262 squadron is ready, 6 months ahead of schedule. Instead of bomber interception, these early jets focus on destroying high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. Allied Mosquito PRs and F-5 Lightnings begin vanishing from the skies, with recon crews reporting they were attacked by an unknown type of aircraft. Photo reconnaissance missions drop sharply, leaving major industrial targets, including jet engine factories, unphotographed. As a result, Allied bombing missions rely on outdated intel, lowering effectiveness. Debriefed pilots describe encounters with aircraft that appeared and disappeared in seconds. At first, Allied analysts suspect modified Bf-109s or FW-190s, until aerial photos confirm a completely new, jet-powered interceptor. By October 1943, 2 full Me-262 squadrons are ready to intercept a large use-off daylight raid against the Schweinfurt ball-bearing plant. The jets slash into bomber formations, firing nose-mounted 108 Malawian Quaches 30mm cannons at B-17 groups. While only 5 bombers are confirmed destroyed, stories of entire aircraft obliterated in seconds spread among crews, causing panic. The psychological shock prompts some bomber groups to break formation early, reducing defensive coverage and exposing them to flak and conventional fighter attacks, increasing losses beyond expectation. Yet post-mission inspections reveal severe overuse of the Jumo 004. Turbine wear, oil seal leaks, and compressor damage are common. By early 1944, the Luftwaffe forms its first all-jet wing, with Jagdgeschwader 7 leading as the world's first entirely jet-equipped combat unit. Bases are positioned near key targets like Berlin, Leipzig, and the Ruhr Valley, cutting interception times and allowing Me-262s to strike bombers before they reach industrial centers. Production peaks at 40 to 50 aircraft per month, but this pace is unstable. Engine wear, supply delays, and parts shortages disrupt output. The Jumo 004 remains the weakest link, chromium, and nickel shortages reduce turbine durability, leading to high failure rates even before combat use. The growing presence of Me-262s forces unsustainable bomber losses. By mid-1944, RAF and USAF abandon unescorted daylight raids over central Germany. Even with escorts, traditional box formations prove too vulnerable. Allied commanders decide jets should be defeated on the ground, not in the air. Target priorities shift to airfields, assembly plants, and especially synthetic fuel refineries. This shift in focus means fewer bridges and rail yards are bombed in the lead-up to D-Day, allowing Germany to reinforce and resupply more easily during the invasion. By late 1944, increased Jumo 004 production strains Germany's chromium and nickel reserves to the brink. To keep assembly moving, engineers substitute steel and aluminum-based alloys, which lower thermal resistance and weaken engine integrity. Average engine life drops to 25 to 50 flight hours, despite Allied bombing of Luna and other fuel sites. Me-262 output slows sharply. Shortages of parts, alloys, and fuel reduce monthly production to 20 to 30 aircraft. In November 1944, the 80 Shooting Star and Gloucester Meteor are rushed into service in limited numbers, marking the Allies' first direct counter to the jet threat. Newly captured airfields in France let Allied jets launch closer to Germany, cutting flight time and enabling quicker interception of Me-262s along the Western Front. Over Belgium and Western Germany, the first jet-on-jet battles erupt. These are brief, high-speed, and inconclusive, but they usher in a new era of aerial combat. Pilots learn that speed control, energy management, and situational awareness are now central to jet tactics. However, neither the Meteor nor the P-80 has the fuel range for deep bomber escort missions, leaving B-17s and Lancasters exposed in central Germany. Early 1945 sees fuel shortages and the collapse of pilot training infrastructure. New Me-262 pilots receive under 20 hours of transition training before combat. Fragile metallurgy in the Jumo 004 causes frequent compressor stalls and turbine failures, especially under inexperienced pilots who mishandle throttle inputs, leading to multiple crash landings. With wingtip fuel tanks, P-80s now penetrate deep into Germany, patrolling skies once ruled by the Me-262. German industry can only manage 10 to 15 jets per month, often incomplete or without engines. Readiness rates fall into the 40% range. Even with higher total production, many jets remain grounded for lack of fuel, spare parts, or trained pilots. In March 1945, the Allies implement Operation Double Up. P-51 Mustangs now ambush Me-262s during landing, using the twin contrails of incoming jets to time deadly diving attacks. Air bases like Lechfeld and Akmer become constant hunting zones. Jet units delay sorties for hours, sometimes canceling them entirely. By month's end, the Me-262 is no longer decisive. Its few missions are scattered, short, and ineffective. P-51s reclaim air dominance, even over jet bases. Between crashes, airfield strikes, and fuel shortages, only 15 to 20 Me-262s remain combat-ready, spread too thin to defend effectively. In June 1945, Germany surrenders, a month later than history records. The delay costs tens of thousands of extra Allied lives, especially among aircrews and ground troops facing better supplied German forces. Post-war analysis calls the Me-262 a tactical triumph, but a strategic footnote. It prolonged the war without altering its outcome. Thank you for watching.